Well, hello, she's Bronya.
And she's Sammie.
And we're the Business of Cake Making podcast. Happy New Year! 2025, can't believe it. So excited.
2025. We are recording this in 2024 though.
Yeah.
In case we cock this up. So let's just say that now.
Yeah, because we did last year.
Yeah. Yeah. We got halfway through the recording last time and then we cocked it up, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are recording this before Christmas so it can go out straight after Christmas. No, 6th of whenever you're listening
January.
to this.
Yeah,
January.
whenever
you're listening.
Yeah.
So how's your year been?
Well, I wrote a list before we came on, and then I went back through my photos because I kind of use that as a diary. And as usual, my year has been packed solid.
Yeah.
And having listened to last year's goals podcast, I think I may have overestimated all the things that I could do. And so this year I've only put 4 on my things to. You
had a long list last year. It just kept going.
Yeah, I know. I was listening back and thinking, oh my God, another one? What did I think I was doing?
Can I say, though, one thing that I am quite pleased about, this year I'm not sick recording this episode.
Yes.
I've been sick the last 2 years recording our goals episode. So, and do you know what? I felt like I had a bit of a cold earlier in the week. I'm like, no, I'm not going to have a cold because I'm not going to be sick recording this episode.
And
I banished it.
I want to say something, actually. I want to say, wow, Bronya, you have had an amazing year. You've just achieved so much. We're going to talk about it anyway, but I was thinking about it. I don't
feel like I have, though.
I'm really impressed with how hard you've worked and everything that you've achieved, especially with your cake shed, and it's just been so amazing watching you blossom like a little daisy.
Oh, thanks. I mean, you ticked a lot off your list.
Yeah,
Let's face
I did.
It. You ticked, I mean, it was a long list and you ticked a lot off it.
Yeah. But I think I've achieved a lot.
Yeah,
but I think
you moved house and all sorts. And
well, I've written a little list
of all the things you've done.
Yeah, of what has some of the things that I've done. So my eldest graduated from Bath University with a first. I moved again. I'm now single. My father-in-law sadly died suddenly, which was a complete shock. I spent a month abroad. I went to festivals, including the Balloon Festival in Bristol, it was Bristol. I did a wedding shoot, and I went to 2 protest marches.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I went to a Palestine march, and I went to the one, when all the riots were kicking off, and then everyone turned around and rioted and protested back at the rioters.
Yes.
I went on that march.
I never knew that. Good on you.
Yeah, and it was really bizarre because I was actually quite nervous because I'm not a confrontational. Can you say it for me?
Confrontational.
Person. And
tell you what, shall I say it while your mouth goes? No, sorry.
So I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to get into a fight. I wanted to say, no, this isn't right, please don't do it. But when we got there was about 600-700 protesters.
Was that in Southampton?
Yeah, but there were only 11 of the other people, and it was just really bizarre. And they were trying, the 11 of them were trying to come round and beat us up, throw things at us, and it was just like, really? Yeah. So, yes.
Oh, I didn't know you'd done that. You have had a busy year. I mean, not least, you've obviously also, in amongst all of that, also been making cakes.
Oh, gosh, yes. Squeezed 1 or 2 in. And I've actually made some quite nice ones as well.
I'm sure you've made some well, you have. You've made some beautiful cakes.
Yeah.
Beautiful cakes. The wedding thing hasn't been so big this year, generally, has it? It hasn't been like a big wedding season.
Because I wanted to achieve so much more, but I think right across the board, it is, weddings have been down. But I think next year is going to be pretty good.
I think someone said to me, and I don't know how true this is, but people wanted to wait for 2025 because it's a nice sounding year.
Yeah. Plus the cost of living, people don't know whether they're coming or going.
Yeah, people wanted to save up. If they're going to have a nice wedding, they wanted then wait another year and have the wedding they wanted rather than just have a wedding sort of thing. Yeah.
So next year. But then again, I've got lots of things happening next year. Which we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been I didn't write a list of stuff that I'd done. Because to me, I just like bumble along and it just kind of happens.
You do a lot as well. I think you've achieved loads this year. Plus as well, we did Cake International and...
Cake and Bake, Cake International.
Cake show.
Built patio.
Yeah, you built
a patio.
In the hottest time of the year.
Ridiculous. Learn a lot about cake making from building my patio.
Yeah.
Foundations, very important. What else have I done? Got the cake shed, got my newsletter.
Yeah,
it's been
you've done a lot.
So I said last year that I wanted to monetize my blog. What's on my list? I wanted to monetize my blog. I wanted to start or improve on my cake club. I wanted to increase my engagement and reach on Instagram, and I wanted to leave work. I didn't leave work, but I quite like it there. I might leave next year or this year, but I quite like it. I quite like it there, you know. Monetizing the blog didn't happen how I intended it to this time last year, but I did monetize my recipes, and that's what I was trying to monetize. So I started my Substack newsletter. So I kind of did, but didn't. But I did actually. So the actual blog I wanted to get an ad network on, which is where I would earn money, and I did get that. That didn't happen until about August, but I did get that. The cake club thing just turned into the cake shed, really, didn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
I just found a different way around that one.
Yeah.
And then...
And you can listen to that. We've just done a podcast about the cake shed, if you wanted to listen to it.
We have. All about what is a cake shed and how to start one.
Yeah.
And then I did increase my engagement and reach on Instagram.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, from about 2,000 to just under 30.
Which is amazing.
1,000. And that was just really from a couple of posts that went absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Which has kind of snowballed, which has been lovely, which has been good. Yeah. So I although some things I didn't do that were on my goals list, I've kind of done a different version of them, and I'm all right with it. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. So I think with goals, like we've done this specifically. We set the goals, and we're doing this podcast to go over the goals that we said. And I think mistakes that I have made this year was to move and lose my list of my goals. So I have literally just been to the shops this morning and bought myself a calendar, because I update my calendar quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you're not going to lose.
Yeah.
Because you could do a pin board, or you could do...
we were talking about mood board last year, weren't we? Yeah.
And things like that. Because I'm quite visual. I do like images and stuff. I quite often print things out. But I wanted something, because I do have my book, but the pages get turned. So I'm going to write this in my calendar and see if that makes a difference. Makes a difference as well. Yeah. Plus as well, I haven't got as many goals to set.
So you might remember the ones that you've got.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I really went for it.
But you did a lot of them. You did. I mean, on your list was travelling, was doing a course with Christina Giorgio. You did that.
Yeah. And I also wanted to book a course with Lizzie Lou.
Yes.
But I thought about it, and I looked at it, and I thought, I know her cakes are amazing, everything like that, but I can do her stuff, but it's my style. Yeah. And so I have booked another course, but it's with Christina again.
But sometimes, although you think, I really would like to do a chocolate course. That's what I'd really love to do. But every time I look at them, I'm like, what am I getting out of this?
Yeah.
In reality. And sometimes it's like just the idea of doing the course that's the attraction, isn't it?
I've actually booked 2 courses. I was meant to do one in December, a couple of weekends ago, or 1 weekend ago. But my poor mother-in-law, she had an operation, quite a serious one. Right. So I just didn't feel like I could go on this course just in case something happened and my kids needed me. So I'm going to do that one next year as well, which I'm really excited about, which I can't say because my sister might listen and it's for her birthday.
Okay, we won't mention that then. We won't mention that. And your poor sister was abused enough by Eric Landlard at Cake and Bake Show.
She sent me a hilarious text going, oh my God, I love Eric. I love him so much.
So at the Cake and Bake Show, we were talking to Eric Landlard and one of Sammie's sisters come up a couple of times. And none of them were positive. They were positive comments, but sorry, Emma.
Yeah.
So let's not ruin any more surprises for her because we've probably abused her enough on the podcast, quite frankly.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is on your list this year then?
Okay, so I've toned it down. I've got 4 things on my list.
4, okay.
Okay, well, one of them is kind not really cake related, but I think it's quite a big thing that I want to do. Right. So I'm going to do the 2 courses with Christina Giorgio. I have a new business venture for 2025.
Very exciting.
Yeah, which has to come about. And this was on last year's list, but it's kind of got blown away in the wind because I've been so busy. And I've actually put a date on this one. I want to monetize the podcast because this is something for me to do and I'd be good at it. I'd enjoy it. Monetize the podcast as of January because I can't do it now because it's like 1 week to Christmas and I've already got 50 million cakes coming out of my ears.
It's already too much.
Yeah. So I have a tendency to take on too much. So I'm going to monetize the podcast Jan 2025. New business, course of tasteful cakes, 2 of. And then at the end of 2025, I'm thinking about going to either Vietnam, I can't say it. Come on, thank you, and Cambodia. Or this one keeps coming up and it excites me a little bit more. It's in Mauritania, which is in Africa, where you go on an iron ore train overnight and you also see lots of other beautiful things as well.
I would love to do a long distance train journey.
Yeah. Well, it's in an iron ore train, so you're literally sat on iron ore and it travels across the desert at night. So it's not luxury. The rest of it is, but it keeps coming up, and it's like, well, why not? If you want to do it, do it. So
why not?
We'll have to see, but it wouldn't be until this time next year.
Right. So, do you want to talk about your new business venture, or not?
Yeah, why not?
Go on.
Yeah, go on. So,
because I'm really excited about it.
So I am thinking of buying. No, I'm not thinking. I know I'm going to do it. Buying a food business which is a mobile waffle van.
It's a food truck. It's a food truck. Street food truck, isn't it?
Yes. So and I want to sell either waffles, crumpets and cakes to festivals, outdoor events, that sort of thing. And my best friend...
It's like wrapping all your interests up in one space, yes. Isn't it?
Yeah, and doing something a little different because I've done cakes for so long.
Yeah.
And it is hard. And I just saw this, it kept popping up in my head. So I thought, right, let's do it. So I'm doing my business loan. I'm waiting to hear about that.
Yeah.
then I've
Because you nearly
registered it.
bought a truck this year, didn't you? You nearly bought the van this year, but then it wasn't the right one.
No, but she hasn't sold it yet.
Oh.
I think she's kind of waiting for me. So watch this space. So it's very exciting.
I just think I love the fact that because ever since I've known you've been going to festivals and outdoor events, and you've always loved them.
Yeah.
And then to just throw food in the mix, it's just so you.
Yeah. And something that I love waffle. Who doesn't love a waffle? But then if you don't like a waffle, you could have a crumpet. And if you don't want a crumpet, you could have a cake. But because there's that van, Waffly, the Waffle Van Company.
Waffle and Co.
Waffle and Co, yes.
Waffle and Co, yeah.
Who are absolutely amazing.
And I've had Waffle and Co.'s waffles when they were in really, really early doors, when they only had one like horse box trailer thing. Oh, they were so good. It was waffles with a deep fried chicken.
Yeah, I was going to say they do the savoury side as well, which I may do, but it's all kind of on paper at the moment or on my laptop.
Very exciting.
Actually, I'm going to add something to my list.
Oh,
I might regret this. Okay, so I can't do a spreadsheet, and I've really struggled.
Right.
Especially the last, say, 6 months, especially because I'm on my own now and I have to do everything.
You've got no one to ask.
No.
Yeah.
And apart from AI, who I love.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to learn how to do spreadsheets.
That's a good goal. That's a life skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a life skill.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there any dates on this, or is this just you're waiting on loans and things like that for the minute?
I'm kind of waiting on loans, my business loan to go through and stuff like that. And then once I've had the hey,
you want to get in for the season, or
I have to wait another year.
Yeah.
But there's so much that you can do. You can also do these big campsites like they have lots of caravans, big static caravans. You could phone them up and say, can I do a one-day event where I turn up on their busy season, and then you just sell from there.
I mean, like here where I live, we've got a couple of vans. So there's a co-op over the road, up the road, and one day a week this pizza van turns up. And it's just on the side of the road, and so they do it, off season. You can go and get a pizza up there, and they're always, I think it's like a Thursday night, always busy. Yeah. But also you've got things that do happen all through this. So you've got like Christmas lights turn on.
Yeah. And I could also do weddings as well, because, I like a diverse wedding, and a waffle van at your wedding is the sort of thing.
If I got married again, I'd have your waffle van at my wedding.
Oh, thank you. I'd get staff in so I could come to your wedding. Oh, please don't get married again. Marry Jules.
Yeah, if we renewed, I don't think I was going to say renew our vows, but I don't think we took vows. I don't remember taking vows. We got married at a registry office. Do you take vows at a registry office? It was 30 years ago. This year, 2025, 30 years ago I got married.
That's amazing.
So maybe we should just have a party. Or that party would just be me and him eating waffles.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very, very excited. So, right, should we talk about the podcast before we talk about mine? Because you've already touched on monetising the podcast, which we actually have monetised it. Not hugely, but we do have members on Patreon.
Yes, we do, don't we? Yes.
So that was on our list last year. About that. Yeah, that was on our list last. But yeah, so we have monetised the podcast because we're on Patreon.
Yeah.
And we have members on Patreon.
Yeah.
And we're doing extra bits of our episode, and it's quite a nice way of doing it. I feel comfortable with how we've done it.
Yeah.
So what other goals are there for the
podcast?
Yeah. What was your other monetising?
Oh, I'm going to speak to companies and see if we can get sponsorship, which you asked me to do in the summer.
And we might do some merch.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We're talking about doing merch as well.
Yeah.
We haven't quite worked out what merch we're going to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, pinnies and, things like that. But we haven't worked out the route that we're going to go with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've got a whole, I'll be going through my photos and I think, what's that? And I've saved more stuff for things. So I definitely think spatulas, aprons, that sort of thing.
If there's anything else that anyone thinks they would like to see, and we're going to do some relevant business of cake making merch, and then you can put it on your Christmas list next year, or your birthday list this year.
Okay.
So I think we'll continue. Yeah, we'll definitely continue with the Patreon, and I think also if you go onto Patreon now, so patreon.com/business cake making podcast. You can sign up. It's it's not a lot a month, and you get extra content on your on our podcast. But there's also like digital downloads, and I would like to do more digital downloads. So there's things like the Notion cake planner that I did, and then there's like a social media prompts and things like that. And I'd like to do more of that kind of thing to help people on there.
Do you put any of your recipes on there? Oh, mind you, they all come
So my
up
recipe's on my one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there might be a cupcake recipe book on there that was on our blog before.
Can I just
so that's
say,
on there. Sorry?
Your cinnamon buns just keep haunting me. Okay, I digress. Let's go back on.
Well, actually, Natalie Stanton from our last episode, she knocked on the door and bought cinnamon buns. Yeah. She lives in Essex and she came and got cinnamon buns from me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Bronya.
Right,
let's hear your goals.
So my list. So my own Patreon membership that I started. So part of my cake shed, I did the cake shed course.
Yeah.
And because of the cake shed course, I've been learning about Patreon, and because it's hosted on Patreon, so I've been learning about Patreon, and that's where I want to go more. So whilst I monetise my blog and I did my Substack newsletter. I think that I would like to expand the recipe part of my business, and I would like to start doing like monthly bake-alongs. Can you remember in lockdown I did a bake-along every week? Yeah. So I'd quite like to do like a monthly bake-along video that people can download the recipe, bake along with me, that sort of thing. And I do like a Q&A for people once a month. So I'd like to like expand that. I don't want to call it a membership because I think there are a lot of like businessy memberships out there that are quite expensive, like 50, 60 quid a month. Yeah. Whereas I'm not planning on it being, I'm thinking of more of a club, come along, be part of the club, chat with one another. And that's all going to be on Patreon. So I want to launch that January, February time. So I'd quite like to do that. I would like to do more on the cake shed, but the cake shed is kind of the cake shed was never a goal. It was one of those things that just kind of happened as a result of other stuff. You know what I mean? I was doing recipes. I had cake. What was I going to do with this cake? Oh, let's put it in the shed on the side of the house. So I would like to increase that. But I think what I would like to do is go down the route of finding other things that other people can do in their own sheds or their own sales. So, what other products can I come up with that other people can copy and other people get inspiration from? And then I'll sell that in my shed.
Jam.
There's a couple down the road from me. They've got their own beehives. They sell honey.
Wow.
They sell their own honey. I know. Amazing. So that's sort of like a baking club that I want to do, like to have membership. Sorry. Personally, although it's not cake related, I've really enjoyed baking sourdough and I'd like to do more of that, but I don't want to sell it. I'm not into selling it.
I keep seeing recipes for focaccia sourdough or something along those lines, and I keep thinking, I can't spam you with all these things and keep going, make this, but send it to me in the post.
See, I love making sourdough, but I'm a bit nervous because it's one of those things that if someone ordered a sourdough from me, you don't know what it's going to be like until you've actually put it in the oven, and then you still don't know what it's like because you can't cut it in half and check.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
What was that?
I think something just dropped on the roof. It's quite windy here today. Until you actually cut the loaf open. So I'm just really nervous about selling it, but I'm really enjoying making it, and I want to get better at it, and I want to do different flavours. I did a cinnamon and sugar swirl sourdough the other night. I have to say, as it looked like it had a skin disease from the outside, but from the inside it was like swirly. It was so nice. So I'd like to do more of that. Maybe leave work. I don't know. I might leave work. I might not. My husband, Jules retired this year, and I do get a little bit like, I get up on a Tuesday morning at 8:00 and go to work, and I'm like, oh, he's at home. But we'll see. And I think that's it. Oh, and I just want to make sure I've got lots of different channels of income, because I think that's where I've always really focused on one channel of income. So it's cakes or nothing, or it's a newsletter or a blog or nothing. And I want a few different channels of income that I can fall back on if I don't fancy writing a recipe one week, or if I don't fancy making a cake, I've got something else. Yeah. So I want to get my house in order that kind of way around. Mm-hmm. And I would quite like to get to 50,000 Instagram followers, because I have found that having a bigger reach on Instagram has given me bigger sales as well for what I'm doing, the type of thing that I'm doing, which is a lot of online sort of, that online kind of stuff. Yeah. That's a good channel, a marketing channel for me. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. They're my goals. I think they're achievable. They're just, just carry on doing what I'm doing, but do it a bit more. You could do a sourdough starter kit recipe day where they purchase the starter kits from you, and then you do an online baking session together. Yeah, I'm not good enough at sourdough yet. I'm really nervous with how good I am actually at sourdough, because it's so complicated. Yeah. I mean, I watch other sourdough Instagram content creators, and they're sticking probes in it and measuring the temperature. I don't do any of that, too. I just prod it a bit and hope it works. Oh, my friend gave me a 1970s brass temperature probe. It's so lovely. Wow, that's 50 years old. Yeah, it's got crackle, it's got all the all the the hard crack cold. Soft crack. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Sorry. Digress. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just expanding what I'm doing. But I think I would really like to get this baking club thing going, where I help other people bake, and people can bake along with me. Bake along with Bronya. Because I did it in lockdown, didn't I? I did it weekly. That was quite scary. But it was really poorly done. I mean, I had no clue what I was doing. I literally propped up a tripod on my draining board. And that was it, because we were in that little tiny kitchen. Yeah, so that diddly little kitchen that we used to have. Yeah. So with doing the Cake Shed course, I've got better at filming, and I've got better at my content. And Jules has learned how to use a video editor. So he's been doing editing. So between us, we're better than I was in lockdown, because I was shit in lockdown. No, I think you're pretty good. It's got to where you are today. Yeah, it was an experience, and it made me think what I needed to do to do the next step. So, yeah, that's my goals. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I love it. I think our goals are achievable, both of us. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely more so for me this year than last year. And I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I'm going to do this. So, Did you open your list of goals that you had in your Christmas decorations? No, I haven't got my decorations out, because it's my son's birthday today. And I like to wait until after his birthday. I was going to put the decorations up the other day, and I thought, no, I'll wait for his birthday. Yeah, make it so it's not about Christmas, it's about his birthday. Yeah. So I'm going to do we will tomorrow. Wait with bated breath to see if that list is... Yeah. That's more of a personal list, though, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on my personal list for next year, I'm going to be reading 25 books, because I used to read 3 or 4 books a week.
I used to get through loads.
But now it takes me ages to read a book, so I want to read 25 books next year.
So that's at least 2 a month. But did you used to, because I used to have a train journey every day. So I used to get through a lot of books sitting on the train.
I just used to get home and read.
But we didn't have phones back then, did we?
No.
Didn't have Instagram and TikTok.
No. Vinted.
Oh, was that your new thing? Oh dear.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but also your life is, I don't know how you fit everything into your life.
I don't know either.
No.
So, yeah. Anyway.
I would also like to go back to Cake International next year.
Oh gosh, yes. Without saying, because I was thinking about it.
Oh yeah, of course, that's what we do now.
Yeah. But I was thinking. So obviously, I was going to enter. I don't know what planet I was on, but I was so organised. I had everything going for me, but it just never happened. But I was thinking I could do Bake International, the Christmas cake section.
Yeah. There's some of the Bake International ones are really, really nice. The only reason I didn't enter this year is because I was still working. I work on a Friday, so I can't get up there.
No.
But yeah, Bake International is quite a nice thing to do because it's different. And it's not the pressure of I don't know, the pressure is different.
Yeah.
I know some people, not everyone likes baking to the same extent that we do.
So Miriam.
Yes.
From Cake Creations. That's right, isn't it?
Sweet Creations.
Sweet Creations. I noticed she's up for an award on...
Oh, was that the Delicious magazine?
I think
awards?
So, yeah.
Yes.
I voted for her.
Did you?
Should you say... Yeah. I shouldn't say things like that. That's vote rigging.
No, it's all right. By the time this is out, I think they'd
done.
Already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can influence people at that point.
Yeah.
If you can, never mind. Too late.
Yes.
Whatevs. Yeah. No, Bake International is a nice thing to enter, but see how it goes. Don't put the pressure on yourself this year.
No.
Yeah.
Less pressure.
Much less pressure. Right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I think we're achievable. I think everything we've said is good. We will come back next year and reassess and see how we've done.
And I'm going to be getting my calendar out after this podcast. I'm not banging on the table. I always do that.
And then I go, can you not do that?
Yeah. I'm going to get my calendar out. I'm going to write these things down.
Right, so if you do want to, so we are now going to give you a top tip and a product of the week, but we're going to do that over on Patreon, so that won't be here. Mine is a top tip for the year. So
mine's product of the year. Yeah. Out of all the products I've done.
So you're going back. So this is one to see you through for the next year.
Can you guess what it is? Not you, the listeners.
Patreon.com/The Business of Cake Making Podcast if you want to go and listen to that. Lots of other stuff over on there as well. And you can actually sign up for a 7-day free trial. Just if you want to fancy see what's going on over there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 3 days.
7-day free trial.
So head over there if you want to hear our product of the week and top tip of the year.
Oh my God. Okay. Bye.